free agency season. Yes, there's about a 90% chance his contract will look horrible in 3 to 5 years, but screw it. Toss them a bag. With all the chaos that has transpired this year, combined with the flat salary cap, this offseason has been wild. Drama, love stories, betrayals. It's had it all. And with all the big fish free agents now off the market, it is finally time to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly of the 2020 NHL offseason. And a big congrats to Aiden. You won the copy of NHL 21, but don't worry, I honestly didn't expect this much reception, so I'll be giving away a second copy. And all you have to do is like this video and comment down below an example of the good, bad, and the ugly. And of course, make sure to press subscribe for some more awesome content. Let's get straight into this video. The good. Even with severe salary cap implications, we've been seeing some great asset management. Tyson Barrie signing a 1-year redemption contract is seriously going to help the Oilers' blue line, especially if Oscar Klefbom can make a return later in the season. And Barrie the past couple years has been really struggling on the power play, so if he can get some ice time on the number 1 unit, we could see Barrie get back to that elite puck-moving game. I also think Edmonton did a great job with the Turris signing, another very low-risk contract that may prove to be extremely valuable in a bottom 6 role. Henrik Lundqvist in Washington. With Ilya Samsonov looking like a future Vezina winner, having the King as a mentor is the perfect scenario for the Caps. Joe Thornton in Toronto. $700K for 1 year. A zero-risk contract that will supplement the bottom 6 extremely well. Now, obviously Thornton has been experiencing significant regression in his production, but he will fit extremely well in a bottom 6 role and is a great veteran presence. Jacob Markström, and I am honestly shocked with some of the reception on this signing. Now, I do agree a 6x6 contract seems a little steep, but to be a serious contender in the playoffs, this is exactly what the Flames have to do. Living in Calgary for the past decade, it has been the same old story. This year, Jonas Taylor will lead us to the cup. Kari Ramo, Ortio, Chad Johnson, Brian Elliott. For years, the Flames have been banking on fringe starting goaltenders, but 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't work. And even though Markström doesn't have top 10 goaltender stats, I can assure you, he was in fact a top 10 goalie last season. And considering that Markström is only just entering his prime, this signing could see the Flames deep in the playoffs next season. Taylor Hall. One word describes this signing: completely and utterly unexpected. For someone who wants to, quote unquote, want to win, Buffalo seemed like the last place he would end up in. But I am sure Jack Eichel is a very happy man, because Hall will be a great addition on the first line. Now, he has been seeing some regression the past 2 years, but this signing may bring Hall back to that MVP level. As he finally has a superstar to play with, and at 1 year, $8 million, this is a zero-risk contract for Buffalo. Now, I do think Buffalo will have a tough time re-signing him next year, especially because Rasmus Dahlin's contract expires, but I have a feeling that Hall will really elevate the Sabres offense and will be a perfect complementary piece for Eichel. TJ Brodie, 4 years, $5 million AAV. And even though his numbers were down this season, Brodie is coming off an exceptional year. He is a very well-rounded defenseman who will complement the Leafs decor perfectly. His playing style is far more fitting than Tyson Barrie, as he is far more responsible in his own end, and he's left-handed but plays on the right. He's also not the guy that will suffer without power play time, so if he can have another season like last year, the Brodie signing will be a slam dunk. Devon Toews, absolute robbery for the Avs. Toews has been an extremely underrated defenseman the past 2 seasons, putting up extremely impressive defensive numbers supplemented with some offense. And considering that the Avs just traded Zadorov for Saad, Toews is a big upgrade on Zadorov, and they only had to give up 2 second-round picks. The New Jersey Devils, taking advantage of the current cap situation. The Devils swindled Ryan Murray for a 5th-round pick, Andreas Johnsson from the Leafs, and these are 2 players that could be huge players for the Devils rebuild, as they're really going to help with depth and take away some pressure from guys like Jack Hughes and Ty Smith. The bad. Max Domi in a 3rd for Josh Anderson. Now, If Josh Anderson can get back to where he was in 2018, this trade is a lot closer. But it just seems like an unnecessary gamble. Josh Anderson is definitely way more well-rounded than Domi and is a great physical presence, but this trade just seemed like a massive curveball. Especially because Anderson signed a 7-year, $38.5 million contract. And considering that Anderson was injured this year and has truly only had one good season, hopefully he can live up to that huge contract. But with that being said, from the Canadiens' perspective, getting Tyler Toffoli is going to be a great addition to the top 6, as he alone can replace the production of Domi, so it's going to be really interesting to see what Josh Anderson can do. But hey, Bergevin is one of those people that just make you go, what are you doing? But he has been proving a lot of people wrong. And this trade may just be one of those instances. Jack Johnson. Now, analytically, Jack Johnson has been terrible the last 3 years, if not a defensive liability. He hasn't provided offense, and his defensive game has just been horrendous. Now, his contract is basically no risk, but for an up-and-coming Rangers team, this signing just seems unnecessary. Especially because the Rangers have a plethora of young defensemen, so Johnson will be either stealing their ice time or being paid to sit on the bench. The ugly. Jim. I had hope. I really did. Now, the Canucks hit the lotto in acquiring Nate Schmidt for only a 3rd-round pick, as he's been a stud in Vegas and is arguably a fringe top-pairing defenseman who can play on the right side. But losing Markström, Tanev, Stetcher, and especially Toffoli because of cap issues should never have happened at this stage. Now, luckily Vancouver will be shedding a lot of cap next season, but if Jim Benning and the Canucks management keep making terrible contract decisions, it is going to be a near impossible task to lock down Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes, who will be getting a premium next offseason. Now, I really like the Holtby signing. I see what really helped Demko transition into being that full-time starter, but again, the Canucks at this stage should not be running into serious cap implications. Chris Tanev with the Flames. I am a huge fan of Tanev, and I was very disappointed when I heard he signed in Calgary. But at $4.5 million AAV over 4 years, it makes me think that the Calgary Flames really had to one-up Vancouver to get him. But if Tanev can play at least 70 games per season over the next 4 years, it's a good deal. But Chris Tanev is also someone who eats pucks for breakfast, which has resulted in him missing significant parts of the season for his entire career. The St. Louis Blues. Stealing Krug from Boston was a massive win, as Krug is an elite puck-moving defenseman who will fit in extremely well with the Blues. But the fact that the Blues were unable to sign Pietrangelo, which can be directly traced to the Falk trade, this was a very ugly situation. Yes, Krug is going to provide more offense, but Pietrangelo is a far more well-rounded defenseman, and of course their leader. Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I think they hit a home run signing P-Dog. He alongside of Theodore is going to make one of the best, if not the best, decors in the entire NHL. But the fact they had to lose Nate Schmidt in this process for only a 3rd-round pick is pretty brutal. Because analytically, since the Golden Knights' inception, Schmidt has been one of their top defensemen. He's the glue guy, he organizes team events, and he's the heart of the team. Again, Pietrangelo, P-Dog is a big upgrade, but having to lose Nate Schmidt in the process for virtually nothing really hurts. But anyways guys, there is the good, the bad, and the ugly from the 2020 NHL offseason so far. So comment down below if you feel like I missed anything, and also make sure to comment down below your version of the good, the bad, and the ugly to be entered in to win a copy of NHL 21. But anyways guys, I hope you're all doing well. Make sure to press subscribe for some more awesome content. See you guys later.